Hey everybody, this is Royce here with Gates 3 Designs and I'm back with another episode. Today I wanted to talk about getting started with Thea Render, specifically Thea Render to get started. Let's just go to the website. So, let's see here. So you just type in Thea Render. I believe it should take you straight there. Okay, so you just Google Thea Render and you'll end up here, Thea Render V 2.0. This is the version 2.0. And here's the site. It's giving you a gallery of what you can do with Thea Render. Um, it's also good to follow them on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or even join the forum. Create a profile and follow forums because it helps you with learning. Thea Render better. Checking out other people's work. There's a lot of groups on Facebook you can follow, so I definitely recommend that. But to get started, what I did, and I did this with the 1.5, and even with 2.0 actually, um, I went up and clicked this try version, and what it does is you click it, it downloads just like any other software would download. But the only thing is, when you're doing your renderings, you'll have a render that shows the render logos on your rendering. So if you're trying to use it to get projects done and do real life work for customers, I wouldn't recommend using Try. I'll recommend you can take a look through the gallery also, and you know, really great renderings. I believe these are renderings that people submitted who use Thea Render, um, or it could be the creators. I don't know, but these are just very, very awesome renderings. So once you tried it out and you've gotten familiar with it, you can buy it. And you just click on the buy tab and you go through whichever one you want. If you want it for Rhino, Cinema 4D, or SketchUp. I use SketchUp, so we'll just check out SketchUp. And you have several different options. So your first option, for $100, the render for SketchUp version upgrade. This is just if you have an older version, you can upgrade your version to the new version for $100. If you want to buy a single user license, first time you let's say you're a first time user, it's $450, just one time. I mean, you don't have to upgrade every year or annually or anything. It's $450 flat out. And I'm sure if they come out with another version, you have this option. You can upgrade for $100, and you know, um, and these I didn't really check out as much. The render for SketchUp single user annual maintenance subscription. Hmm. See, so here's an annual subscription for I'd recommend the 450. But like as if you're a student and most students, don't have a lot of money to just be throwing around. You could try the $90, or there should be an education version. Here we go. Yeah, Thea Render for SketchUp Education Paid Up Single User License, $50. That's pretty good. And with the student version, you don't get the logos. You don't get the logos on your renderings. So you can do great presentations with realistic renderings without the render logo on it, just for $50. The thing is, you have to prove that you're a student. So you have to have, I believe it was, because I used the student one when I had the 1.5. You have to have a student ID, but the ID has to have an expiration date, or you need to provide documentation showing that you're currently in school, and it has to have like the year, the current year or something like that. They're they're really they're really picky, and they're really strict when it comes to this one, because I remember submitting my ID and it wasn't enough because it didn't have a date on it. So I had to go in and get my like class schedule and it was annoying, but it's $50. Um, so yeah, these two options are the options I'm familiar with. Like I said, I did the student version with 1.5, and for 2.0, I did the 450, and I'll recommend those two. So you go through, you pick what you want, add it to the cart, you buy it, and it'll send you to like a PayPal, and you pay with your credit card or debit card or whatever, and you'll get an email saying that your pay went through, PayPal accepted your payment, and then let's see, no, it'll give you instructions to go to extension, the render, and you have to go to your license form. So once you have your Thea Render license, you're set up and everything, and you're ready to go, and you have your Thea browser, you're ready to start rendering, right? So let me just open a file I've used before. Let's try this foyer, this lobby area here. You have everything, and this is something I've already done, but this is this texture here. This is a texture of um, some wood tile, some wood tile. And like I said, you can go to the online repository and download whatever you want to use whatever materials you want, and just use some polished silver here, some metal here. Um, you know, I think I painted the walls white using the matte white. Um, and if you have your model, if you whether you built this model in SketchUp, I believe I built this model in Revit, imported into SketchUp, and started adding materials. Um, and because I just wanted this scene here, I just wanted to show what this scene would look like. So, I didn't go in and do put materials on everything, because actually, even though I can't see what's going on up there or around the corner there on the other side here of this building, it's going to act as if it's still going to render those materials. So what you're doing is you're kind of slowing the rendering time down. But I will say 2.0 has gotten a lot faster, and also it depends on your computer too. But I went through and added some materials here, and if you can see up here, it's a different colors because I didn't add any materials there, because you're not going to see it. But it looks like I made a mistake here. I should have added materials there. Um, but all of this is just empty space. I didn't touch it because I was focused on getting these things rendered. But anyway, let's go to the rendering page. So you'll click this. You get your Thea for SketchUp V 2.0 loading. I usually have it down here. Yeah. So this is what it'll look like. You have this page here, your rendering page, and let's say your tool. This is your tools panel. This is your setting. Under your tool panel, you have your rendering settings. You have your lighting. These two specifically, I use a lot. I will say I do not use the environment much, because what I like to do is I let my renderings render, and I like to put it in Photoshop and use 4K images to do backgrounds and skies and stuff like that. Um, so I'm just going to speak on this. Is your resolution, your that's the size of your rendering. Um, you can adjust your sharpness, um, all of these different things. You can just play with them. I recommend that if you don't understand what's going on, just click it, change it to 50, see what it looks like, and click it again, change it back to 0, see what it looks like. You have your settings panel here. If you don't understand what something is, click it, play around with it. Just remember what you did so you can go back to what you were what you where you were before. I usually render on the unbiased TR1. You can use Presto to where it'll render in this browser here, this page here, and you can actually move it around and it'll re-render and start rendering from a different angle. And I'll show you that, but I'll show you this first. So this is what I usually do my renderings in. So let's just go ahead and start the render, and we'll just see the process and like how long it takes to start seeing a good decent rendering. So here you'll see it's collecting all the information. And like I said, if I had materials all around this building, it'll be collecting all of that information to render, even if you can't see it. So, here you go. You're starting to get a nice little rendering. I got some sunlight peeking through here. I love doing renderings where the sunlight is coming in and like laying across the floor, laying across the stairs, or laying across a bed. Or I love big windows and curtain walls. Um, and you'll see if you notice it didn't capture these images. A lot of times, for one, if you've done something in the 1.5 version, this whole rendering will be black. It would the version 2.0 will not pick it up. And I realized in the V 2.0 version, it doesn't pick up a lot of images from 3D Warehouse. If you see these images here, now I can download another picture, and it could be something totally different, a Van Gogh image or something, and it'll show. It's picky with the images it uses. That's why I use a lot of 3D trees, because you can download a 2D tree from 3D Warehouse, and you won't be able to see it. I have the final rendering on my page. But yeah, you see it. It's getting there. It'll get to this point eventually. I don't remember how long it took. All I know is version 2.0, it renders a lot faster than 1.5 rendered for me. I used to render my 1.5 renderings overnight. I think this one took an hour, maybe 2 hours. All of the projects I've been doing at work, we do a lot of residential remodels. Um, there was one specific where I thought it was going to take a while. It took 40 minutes. 40 minutes to get a clear picture, a clear rendering, clear image with no grain. Because you could see at 4 minutes, there's still some grain, little grainy here. But if you look at this one, look how clean it is. Look how smooth it is. I absolutely love Thea Render. Let's try another one. And let's try another one, and let's actually like just change some materials. Just so you guys could see how it works exactly. So let's go to what? Let's go to open. I really like this one. Let's try this office here. And I believe I have some lighting already. Yeah. So let's just say, let's go ahead and render this. Um, and I do remember this one took an hour and a half. I remember specifically. I remember I did it after work, and I let it render, and I came back and it said finished, and I was like, wow, it rendered that fast. It's not a very big room, but I added texture to everything that you see. Everything is the rendered texture. So let's just say I want to add a light fixture here. So let's just add a light fixture here, and we're gonna add it an emitter to it. So make sure I click stop. Okay. If you don't click stop, it'll start lagging because there's like your processor is running pretty fast. So let's interior lighting. Whoops, wall fixture. I could have just probably put interior wall fixture or something, but let's see. So we have. I already like this. but I want to be able to see the light bulb. This is nice. So let's try this. So so we'll just go ahead and add this. Let's go ahead and rotate it. Go to center this. Alright. So let's render this the way it is. Alright, so you see it off. You know, it's not lit up, so it's off. And I like to do things like adding a light switch nearby or something. I might do that, but I just want to show the lighting. So let's add some lighting there. First thing I do, I go in, make sure I get the bulb, and you can download these at thearender.com. Let's pick this fluorescent 65 watts and just add some light emitter there. Add some light emitters there. Alright. Let's just re-render and let's see how it looks. Now, if this ever happens, this is what you do. Go ahead, you go in here, and you're going to have to recreate it. Actually, I like to do it outside of the group. So what you do, let's go ahead and get above so we can get a perfect one. So let's find the center here so we can draw our circle. Start from the center, boom. And you just go in here, click fluorescent 65 watt. Go ahead and delete these lines here and extend it up. Let's go about 4 inches. 5 inches is fine. Whoops, didn't want to do that. And we'll do the same thing down here. If I can. And so I like to make sure I'm at the top or bottom. Let's go back. One is darker than the other, so we'll see what happens. There we go. Now we have our light. Now, why that happens, I don't know. Um, Now we have our light. Sometimes you have to go in and manipulate some things. Um, Doing 3D renderings is not as simple as adding textures here, here, there, here, here, here. Boom, I'm done. Let it render. Here's your product, customer, client. No. Yeah, sometimes you're going to have to put some work in. But you can see the light emitter is letting out some light here on the wall. But I want more. I want some more light. I feel like it should be putting off a little more, which it should. Um, so you just go into light. And what we're going to do is start here. And we're going to go up the wall. And we're going to select one that's like, see, I like 1. 11 is just too spread out for me. I like 16 also, actually. But let's go with 1. And for the multiplier, we'll set that to about 15. And we'll just hit load. And I'll creep this up the wall just a tad bit. There. Now let's see how this looks. See, it's letting out some light, and actually, I should not have gone up. I should have come down. What I'll do is just copy, paste in place. It'll copy that same exact light, of course. And I'll just rotate it. Put it at about the same, and let's bring this down. And just eyeball it. And let's see what we get. Now we got some light on the wall. So this is just a video I wanted to show, my process of using Thea Render 2.0 specifically. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments. I'll do whatever, if you don't understand something or you just want to talk about Thea Render, we can talk about it. Hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.